Johnny Depp and Amber Heard almost crossed paths as the court took a break shortly after her testimony on Depp's alleged sexual assault. Mr. Depp was stopped from leaving the courtroom during the break, allowing Ms. Heard to leave the witness stand and return to her legal team on the other side of the room, according to The Independent. They appeared to exchange brief glances. The incident occurred not long after Ms. Heard testified that Depp sexually assaulted her with a vodka bottle. He was throwing these bottles one after the other, and I heard glass breaking behind me, she explained, adding that he ripped her nightgown off. He is screaming at me that he despises me and that I've ruined his life, Miss Heard explained. I effing hate you. You ruined my effing life, he yelled, according to her. Mr. Depp's eyes went black, according to Miss Heard, and she couldn't see him anymore. I've never been so terrified in my life, she added. Mr. Depp, according to Miss Heard, was on top of her and she tried to tell him that he was really hurting me. I couldn't breathe, I couldn't communicate with him, I couldn't get up. I'm not sure what happened next, Miss Heard stated. I could feel this pressure on my pubic bone, she continued, adding that it looked like Mr. Depp was punching her and that there were broken bottles, broken glass all over the place. She stated that she didn't want to move because I didn't know if it was broken, if the bottle that he had inside me was broken. I couldn't feel it. I couldn't feel pain, she added, recalling thinking, please God, I hope it's not broken. I'm not sure how that ended, Miss Heard said, adding that she was in the bathroom retching and lost control of my bladder. There was blood on the floor, she said, adding that she slept with sleeping pills that night. Mr. Depp's testimony about the same incident in Australia in 2015 tells a different story. As he tried to avoid Miss Heard, Mr. Depp said, I was a mess, a wreck, I was shaking. He remembered pouring himself 2 or 3 stiff shots of vodka, saying it was the first taste of alcohol I had had in a long time. When Miss Heard found him, she yelled, "Oh, you are drinking again," according to the actor. She approached me, grabbed the bottle of vodka, and then just stood back and threw it at me, he explained. It just smashed through my hand and landed behind me. Mr. Depp testified that as Miss Heard was flinging insults left, right, and center, he grabbed another, larger bottle of vodka and poured himself another shot. She then grabbed that bottle and threw it at me, Mr. Depp said, demonstrating how he was sitting at the time to the jury. He claimed his fingers were resting on the bar's edge when the large vodka bottle made contact and shattered everywhere. I didn't feel any pain at first, he explained. I felt like something was dripping down my hand, and it was hot. I was staring at my bones sticking out, he added. It was just pouring out blood. I'm not sure what a nervous breakdown feels like, but that's probably the closest I've ever come, he admitted. Nothing made sense, and I knew in my heart and my mind that this was not life. No one should have to go through this, he went on to say. Mr. Depp stated that he began writing in my own blood on the walls while experiencing a nervous breakdown. Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard's defamation trial began on April 11 in Fairfax, Virginia, following Mr. Depp's lawsuit against his ex-wife in March 2019. Mr. Depp claims she defamed him in an op-ed published in the Washington Post in December 2018, titled, "I spoke out against sexual violence and faced the wrath of our culture. That must change." Ms. Heard wrote in her op-ed that by the time I was in college, I had been harassed and sexually assaulted, as had many other women. But I remained silent because I did not believe that filing complaints would result in justice. And I didn't consider myself a victim. Then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I experienced the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out, she explained at the time. While Mr. Depp is not named in the article, his legal team claims it contains a clear implication that Mr. Depp is a domestic abuser, which they call categorically and demonstrably false. Mr. Depp is seeking not less than $50 million in damages. Ms. Heard has filed a counterclaim for $100 million against Mr. Depp for nuisance and immunity from his allegations. Depp lost a libel case against The Sun, a British tabloid that called him a wife-beater, less than 2 years ago. Heard was repeatedly assaulted, according to a London High Court judge. According to Depp's lawyers, the U.S. case was filed in Fairfax County because the Washington Post is printed there. The newspaper is not one of the defendants. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. What are your views about this? Let us know in the comments. Like this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you in the next video.